Algebra 1 students, do the homework help video, page 135. Let's jump right into this. Number 21, let's solve this equation. Step 1 is to simplify both sides. Obviously the left side cannot be simplified, but the right side can be simplified. We have a positive 4 and a negative 7. Combine those and you get a negative 3. Step 2, get the variable isolated. It already is, so we are finished. Alright, okay, moving on to number 23. Step 1, simplify both sides. We cannot simplify this side. We have a d term and a constant term. They are unlike terms. And on the right side over here, there is no simplifying that we can do. So, step 2, get the variable all by itself. Take this negative 2, move it to the other side. When you do that, the negative 2 becomes a positive 2, and t equals 8. Alright, moving on to number 25. Simplify both sides. There is no simplifying here that I can do, and there's no simplifying here that I can do. I have unlike terms. So step 2, isolate the variable. This is a positive 2, not because of this sign here, but because of the sign in front of the 2, even though you can't see it. So bring the positive 2 over, make it a negative 2, and now we have negative 11 equals y. That's it. Moving on to number 27. Step 1, simplify both sides. We cannot simplify this side, and we cannot simplify this side. Step 2, isolate the variable. Let's take this negative 3, move it to the other side, make it a positive 3, and we're left with x equals 10. Alright? Moving on to number 29. Step 1, simplify both sides. We cannot simplify an 11. However, we can simplify this side. The absolute value of negative 6 is positive 6, and then bring down your positive y. So now step 1 is finished. We have simplified both sides. Step 2, isolate the variable. So bring this positive 6 over, make it a negative 6, and we're left with y equals 5. Number 33. Okay, step 1, simplify both sides. There is no simplifying that I can do to 25. However, on this side over here, I can simplify a y that has two signs. I have a negative y. Well, just like if this y was a number, if it has two signs that are the same, like a negative or a positive, when that happens, the sign becomes positive. So my y is positive. My 19, I just bring down my 19, and there we go. I have simplified this left side. Now step 2, get the variable all by itself. Bring the positive 19 over, make it a negative 19, and we're left with y equals 6. And that is the correct answer. Alright, number 35. Step 1, simplify both sides. Here I have a constant term and a constant term. Positive 4, negative 3. That's a positive 1. Bring down your x. And of course, these are unlike terms, so we cannot simplify them any further. Over here, I would put 30 because 6 times 5 is 30. Now, notice I have completely simplified both sides. So step 2, get the variable all by itself. Take your positive 1, bring it over, make it a negative 1, and your answer is 29. Number 37. Step 1, simplify both sides. I cannot simplify negative n. However, I can simplify positive 12, negative 6. That's a positive 6. Now, this next part here is a little tricky, students. Next step is to isolate the variable. And notice it's not completely isolated. There's a negative sign here. So, when you're solving equations, you are allowed to change this sign and make it positive as long as you change the sign over here. Okay? So, if I had a negative 6, then I would make my n positive and my 6 positive. Since I have a positive 6, I make my n positive and my 6 negative. And there we go. That is the correct answer. Alright, number 39, simplify both sides. I cannot simplify this side here, and I cannot simplify this side over here. So, on to step 2. Step 2 is to isolate the variable. So we'll bring the negative 12 over here, and we will make it a positive 12. So now I have 16 equals negative b. Now remember what I just showed you in the last problem. Step 2 is to isolate the variable. We don't want this negative sign here, so it's okay to change this sign to a positive as long as I change this sign to a negative. Alright? And there we go. Number 41. Let's simplify both sides. Obviously the 16 cannot be simplified. However, over here I have a negative 7. That means the 7 is positive. And then bring down my negative r. Students, I cannot simplify this side here any further because they are unlike terms. So, simplifying both sides is completed. Now, step 2, isolate the variable. So bring the 7 over, make it a negative 7, and we're left with negative r equals positive 9. Now, the r is still not isolated, so we can change the r to a positive as long as we change this sign over here. And there's the answer, negative 9. Alright, number 43. Oh, that's it. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope this homework help video has been a help to you. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact